Shorty, give me one more chance. Shorty, rock, give me one more chance. Shorty, give me one more chance. Shorty, rock, give me one more chance. Shorty, give me one more chance. Shorty, rock, give me one more chance.
Like that.
Shorty, give me one more chance. Shorty, rock, give me one more chance.
It's your boy Shorty Rock.
Shorty, give me one more chance. Shorty, rock, give me one more chance. Shorty, give me one more chance. Shorty, rock, give me one more chance.
First things first, Shorty Rock.
All right, we are back with another episode of the Shorty Rock NYC show. As you can see, I got my beautiful co-host. My name is Shorty Rock. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, all over the internet. Shorty ROCNYC. You know what I'm saying? That's ROCNYC. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, make sure you download the Khaliseum. That's www.thecoliseum.com. Or you can, if you have an Android phone, you can actually download the app at www.khaliseum.com. All right. So I'm gonna let my beautiful co-hosts introduce themselves. All the way from Texas. Renee, why don't you go and introduce yourself real quick? Renee.
Hi, I'm Renee Riri. You can find me on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
You can find me on Facebook, Rebecca Renee Riri Thompson.
Okay, all right.
You want to know something else?
No, that's good. That's enough. Sound like a robot a little bit. Renee. All right, and then we got Keish in the building. Keish.
Whatever.
Yo, what's good, everybody? You know what it is. Your girl, Queen Keish. You can find me on Instagram at queen.keish and the number 3. That's queen.key, because I got to the key to the city, baby. KEYSH over 3. You feel me?
Hey, and all the way in Miami, who we got?
Hey, it's your girl Sandra. I go by Classic Woman. You can find me on IG, Classic Woman, Facebook, Twitter. What's up? Representing from Miami, 305.
No, that's right. And then we got Ashanti. What up, Ashanti? Brand new to the team.
Hey, I'm Ashanti. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at _lady_Shanti. Facebook is just Ashanti Johnson.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. And then we all the way from Queens, New York. Who we got?
How you guys doing? You got Tina Shea. My name is Tina Shea. You can follow me on Instagram at Tina_Shea. SHAI.
I know that's right. And then we got Quanisha in the building. What up, Quanisha?
Hello, everybody. I'm Quanisha, residing in Tampa, Florida. I'm on Facebook, just Quanisha Roberts. Nice to meet you guys. Let's talk.
All right. Okay, so we're going to jump right into the show, all right? So let's go ahead and start.
Lord.
Okay. All
The
right.
words right out of my mouth.
So today's topic right now, okay, is have you ever dated a toxic person? Have you ever dated a toxic person? All right. That means you've been in a toxic relationship, you've been with somebody. And when I say dated, I'm not just talking about you were just with somebody that was horrible. I'm talking about you was actually in love with someone that you knew was just terrible for you. All right? All right? Okay, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, go ahead, Ashanti.
I know I have dated someone that was toxic. It was one of my kids' dads. When I say like it was an off and on relationship for like 6.5 years.
How many kids you got?
I got 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was like a real toxic, like controlling type thing. And I'm the type of chick, like, I don't like to be controlled. Like, I like to do my thing, you know?
Okay.
So I loved him to the point where I had to come to my self-worth, basically. And like, this is not what I want. And I don't want this for my child at all either.
Mm.
You
So
know?
hold on. When you say he was controlling, like what you talking about?
Like basically, you can't be around this person, that person. Like basically he was trying to get me to drop all my friends type of controlling thing.
Like your guy friends or female friends?
No, everybody from guys, female, trying to isolate me from my family.
How long was y'all together?
We was together for 6 years.
6 years. So what? Like, wow.
Like it didn't happen until till I had my son. Till like when I got pregnant with my son, that's when it started.
Okay. Now, was that your first kid or you?
Yeah, my first
your
kid.
first kid.
Uh-huh.
So, what made you last so long?
The history.
Okay.
Because like we knew each other since we were like 12. So it's just like I was like, well, what else? This is who I'm in love with. But then I was like, this is not love, because if you sit here getting treated the way you're getting treated, you know, that's not something you want to be in. And I wasn't used to that.
Okay, so with the controlling part, right? So he was used to you not to hang around your phone. Like, what else was he doing?
Yeah, it was that. It was a lot of abuse.
Like physical abuse?
Yeah.
Oh, so he actually put his hands on you.
Yeah, it was physical abuse. My phones were getting broken into and stuff, like broken. I was without phones half the time, and it was just too crazy for me to where I'm like, I don't want to live this life.
Was y'all living together?
No.
Okay. So, I mean, it sounds bad, but why did you stay though?
Like I said, I stayed.
6 years is a long time.
Yeah, 6 years is a
time.
long time. 6 years, but it only took a couple of months. It only took a couple of months for me to realize I didn't want to be in that. Because like I said, we was together for 6 years, but that didn't happen until I got pregnant with my son.
So for 5 years, you was able to talk to your friends, hang out.
Yeah.
No abuse. He never put his hands on you for 5 years. And in 6 years, you had a kid, and he just started immediately going crazy.
Right. I didn't understand it myself. Trust me. I didn't understand it myself. I'm like, where is this coming from?
So what was the thing that actually made like you finally be like, yo, this is it?
My child. Because all the abuse was happening while I was pregnant.
He was hitting you while you was pregnant?
Yeah. Trust me, when I say it got crazy, it got crazy. Like I got restraining orders and all, because I'm like, I'm not gonna put my child through this at the end of the day, because even though I love him, I love myself more and my child more than not stay in that situation.
Yeah. So is he in your life now?
No.
Okay. Does he help with your child at all?
No.
And how do you feel about that though?
To be honest, I was like upset because I was trying, because I'm like, even though we went through what we went through, I still want my child to know his dad and stuff like that. Because, people could change over time. But the simple fact, it wasn't working that way.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. It was making me upset, but I had to learn, like, I can't control his actions. Only could do what I need to do for me and my child at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. Because my child gonna grow up and see what type of father he has.
Okay. So right now, if he wanted to come back, would you let him?
No, because I'm with my other kid's dad.
No, but I'm not saying like in a relationship. Like if he just wanted to come get his kid.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would, but it has to be like supervision type, because like I said, it's still a thing of me not trusting him, something that I'm learning, I'm trying to do. Mm-hmm. So it's a still working process.
Okay. All right, so who's next? Have you been in a toxic relationship? That's the question, Vaughn. Have you ever been in a toxic relationship?
Oh, I'll go next.
Okay, go ahead, Quanisha. Don't be scared.
Been in a toxic relationship, and Just like, where'd she go? Ashanti. Just like Ashanti, it lasted for about 7 years. So, it was no joke.
Okay, what were they doing?
No, like if you ignore red flags, like never ignore the red flags. It don't matter how early you see them. Don't ever ignore them because trust me, once that little peep or that little beep of a red flag starts, it'll end up with a big siren after a couple of years or so. Like highly recommend y'all just get away from everybody that's producing red flags ASAP.
So how long were you together?
We were together 7 years.
Okay, and this was a female?
Yes.
Okay. So when did it start becoming toxic to you?
About the 3rd year.
Okay. Like was it like physical abuse or verbal or?
Well, I was the bigger one out of the group, so I did my best to restrain rather than striking.
Okay.
Yeah, she was a lot smaller. I did my best not to hit her, but I would definitely do my best to choke her up, let her know.
So what did you say?
Like it got to a point like it seemed like every 3 months she would act right for 3 months and then act out for 3 months, act right for 3 months and act out for 3 months, and every time I would bring her back because I felt bad. Because I feel like I attributed to the fact that she is actually dependent on me. And that was my fault. I should never let that shit happen. So now when she didn't have things and she was crying, I just be like, all right, come on, man.
So let me ask you this. So she would like, when things would go bad, she would actually physically hit you? Or was it just like verbal abuse?
It started off with verbal abuse, but as the drinking and the drug use got worse, they tried to swing on me a couple times, but they always got denied because I came back stronger. I don't play. I hate to fight small people. Like I prefer to have people fight, so I do my best to try to restrain and keep away. But there was a couple times I had to mollywop her. Like I just had to let her know, like get out my face. I'm done. I'm done with the dumb stuff. I dropped her clothes off at her daddy's house, and I was like, she's your problem now, just like you told me when I had the Brady actor.
So let me ask you this. Like, was that your first toxic relationship? Or was that, you said yes, no? What?
No. That was the first severe one.
Okay.
The second one happened because it was my first actual lesbian relationship. So I guess the person was under the impression that I was going to be a different type of person. So she started to treat me differently when she realized I didn't have the backing of my family. Yeah, I think she thought that I had money or something. I don't know. But after my family basically isolated me from my sexuality, she didn't want to be with me no more. But we shared an apartment.
So y'all was like, y'all was still together, but y'all was still just living together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
was that a physical abuse too?
Yeah, definitely. But I did most of the physical abusing.
Okay.
Like it took a long time for me to come to terms for stuff like this because I was hurting because I lost my family. My family was all I knew. You know what I mean? So when they found out that I was a lesbian, they kicked me out. They didn't want nothing to do with me. So I'm lashing out at this point. Like anything she said, if she said something that I didn't like, it was what it was. Like if she thought that she was gonna get out of the house to go hang out or something like that, I would make sure that I did enough damage for her to stay. Hate to say it.
So you were really the toxic one at first.
I was the toxic one then, yes. Yes. I've been the toxic one, yes.
How do you feel about that now though?
Now I kind of feel bad, but then I don't feel bad because she had her own little vices that started and triggered a lot of things. She wasn't very supportive of the fact that I didn't have my family. And I needed that. Like when you lose something, you're supposed to gain something so it doesn't feel like a loss. And that didn't happen. That did not happen for me.
So where are you at now when it comes to because I know you married right now, So how does your new wife embrace your current family?
Oh, she's cool with them. She loves them. My wife is an introvert. She's really, really quiet. But she really enjoys my family. She enjoys how whole I feel about my family. My family actually love her, which doesn't really happen often, which is a great thing because I was apprehensive about letting my family know about my wife. So it helps. Thank goodness.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing. And Quanisha, talk to us.
I was in, well, not just one, but the one that sticks out the most recent toxic relationship. Yes, to answer the question, I have been in a toxic relationship. And it taught me that the worst abuse is verbal. Like bruises, they will heal. But who can say how long it takes to overcome mental abuse, emotional abuse? Those things hurt the most. That's the toxic. That's what made it more toxic for me. You know, we all have issues in relationships, differences and things you have to go through. But what toxified my relationship was the verbal abuse, and then just to make that even much more better, the physical abuse on top of that. You know, it all went in together. That was the best thing ever for me.
Now, when you say verbal abuse,
I'm sorry.
When you say verbal abuse, what type of things was he saying to you?
I have never in my life, not even just my situation, I've heard some horrible things. I've heard a woman be degraded. I've heard a woman get talked about. It was suicidal. It made me suicidal. And that's not something easily to share with people. But I learned to open up, you know, throughout my women's group. I've had to talk to it and talk about it and talk to other women about it. But the horrible things that were said is just, it's unthinkable. It's unthinkable. It was suicidal. That was the worst part about it. It just made me, it make you want to just take the physical abuse if they'll stop the verbal abuse. Like, hit me, please. Don't say enough. That is just that harsh, because it can take you so low mentally. It can be draining. It's like, how much more? I got called names that I never thought that a woman could ever be called by someone. And then later on in life, this person told me that they were intentionally trying to hurt my feelings with the words. So when I say he went hard with the words just to try and hurt me. Like, yeah, you know, if somebody call you ugly, you know you're not ugly. It might not hurt that bad because you know they trying to hurt your feelings. But it's not, I ain't even talking about the word ugly or the word fat. I'm not talking about the word black. I'm talking about y'all stuff that's just, I won't even repeat. I can't say some of the things that I was called, you know. It's horrible. And to take that abuse in front of your children, that put a knot in my throat, guys. Like, it was like, that was it had me suicidal. It had me I was afraid of what damage I would do to him, because I wanted to kill this person for hurting me so bad. I really did.
I have a question for you. So I totally agree with the verbal abuse point that you made. It is much worse because that thing is so bad.
Oh my God.
You is, how did you cope under that type of duress?
Queen Keish, when I say it was nothing other than my prayers to God, I promise you. It wasn't a conversation with no family. It wasn't a conversation with no friend. There wasn't a person that could make me feel better. Even though people tried, and I was thankful for the shoulders that I had at the time, but it was my relationship with God. And it's like I'm almost like choking up right now. Like, oh my God, see, let me tell you, oh girl, God is good.
Yes.
He put me in a place where I forgave this person with everything in me.
Yes.
with everything in me.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
thought that I
I
never would
agree.
be able to.
Mm.
Because you know what? And I wish no harm upon them.
Yeah.
Because he'll take care of it. That's the only way I got past that, because on top of the physical abuse, and this was the worst physical abuse I ever faced ever.
Yeah.
It was horrible. On top of the verbal, it's like I had to look at myself in the mirror. I had to rebuild so much. Like now, you guys, if you know me on Facebook, I post a lot of pictures. There was a time where I wouldn't do that. I was not comfortable with me, who I was, what I looked like, my height, my shape, my skin tone. I was not comfortable with. I had to learn how to love me all over again. That's horrible. So now it's like God put me in a place where I can tell people about this. There is a way out of it, but it's not easy. You know, before I learned about it, I was like, how could she stay? Look at other women and say, girl, you better leave. It's not that easy. Because you can try and try and try. When you feel like the law won't protect you, then who else will? If the law can't, I had to go to God. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So
Restraining orders, none of that stuff saved me. But
how did you finally get out of it?
I left. I packed all of my things one day after giving him the last chance. And I had made up in my mind that this was the last chance. After he ruined that one, I packed all of my stuff. This is even after that, the worst of the physical abuse. You know, after the verbal abuse, I gave that one last chance, and he ruined it. And I said, God, I don't care what I have to do. I packed everything that I could pack into my vehicle, my children, and I left. And I went to from hotel to hotel. He found me. It was a process, but that was how I started the process to leave. It was horrible trying to leave. I had to, even after trying to leave, I had to get restraining. I finally got a restraining order because I feel like if a person is so horrible in their minds where they feel like they want to kill you, what's a piece of paper in the courthouse going to do?
Yes.
Honestly speaking, that's what I told myself, you know, but eventually I did go ahead and do it because he wouldn't stop. Like I went through that. He found out where I lived. Eventually later on after that, he busted out my windows in my car, all these things. I got the restraining order and eventually I got away from it. I got away from him. Like I literally had to go on a run. He was going around. This was here in Tampa, going around when I first got here, within the first year that I got here, you know, going around looking for me. People, family would tell me they saw him riding around. Like I literally was hiding. I had to go. He found me at one hotel in the wee hours of the night. I got a phone call from one of his concerned family members who told me that he told them that they better warn me to leave. I got up in the middle of the night, like 1 a.m. I left the hotel I was staying. I left all of my belongings, got my children, got in the car, drove to the nearest sheriff's department, and they took me to a shelter. And, you know, I returned the next. What was scary is because that night, of course, they didn't go looking for him. That morning, because it was like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, by the time they processed me in, the sheriff escorted me back to the hotel to get all of my belongings from there. He was there when we got there, y'all. My heart just dropped. And when the sheriff pulled in, I was like, what if I had tried to come alone and get my things? He was there, and he ended up getting arrested because they couldn't arrest him for just being at the hotel, but he ended up getting arrested because after they allowed me to get my things, the sheriffs, and they were ladies, y'all. They were some tough cookies. Send me a lady cop any day. Like, they were tough. They would not let him get to me. He was trying to get to the car, claiming that he wanted to just see his son, but it wasn't that. And he ended up trying to come behind, follow me after leaving the hotel, and they stopped him, and he got arrested. That started my journey, and that's how I got away.
I got a question for you. What is harder for you, mustering up the energy or actually leaving? For me, it was actually leaving, because once I had the energy, I was like, nah, I just gotta go.
Mentally, I was already gone from it. You know, I was already disconnected mentally. But I was you have to go through something to get to this
Right.
point. So I was already at that point where it's like, thing. It was mustering up the energy because mentally I was already disconnected. I really was lost, no love, I can't love somebody who constantly show their love through hitting me. I'm sorry. That's, you know, people saying he hits you because he loves you. I've told women over and over, there is no love that will ever hurt you that is real. No real love to hurt you, but yeah, me getting the energy to pack up all my things, but honey, all of it just came together and I just got whatever I could get. I took losses. Material things can be replaced. My life cannot.
That's right.
What I could get and I got out. I got out and that was horrible. That was the most toxic thing I did.
Yes, you said a mouthful.
Didn't she know?
Sorry.
Didn't she know?
That was horrible. But I'm in a much better place now, you know.
Yep. That's good.
Who's next?
Agreeing all day.
Who's next?
Took a long
Go
time.
ahead, Tina, share.
I shared it with, you know.
Wow, that was a lot, and I'm just wanted to say after I share my story, just wanted to say that I'm glad that all of you ladies are safe, and confident, and just in the right and in a better place than you were.
Yeah.
So yes, to answer, I have been in a toxic relationship, and it was recently. It actually, it happened recently. I've been with this guy for like 2 years, and like within the span of 2 years, a lot of stuff like happened, like crazy stuff like happened. So to the point where I too had to get a restraining order from him. And I have gone back. It was an on and off relationship.
What was he doing?
He was calling me names, because one thing that I had to know was I was stupid enough to like, because I knew he was like mentally, like he had something like that was really wrong with him, like that was mentally, like, you know. And I think that's why like I went back, because I felt so bad. Like I know what it's like, you know, and I do have like some like mental like tendencies too, not like that bad, but like, you know, insecurities, like, and self-doubt, and like, of course he saw that and he used that against me. Name calling, there was some physical altercation in the beginning.
How old were you when this was going on?
It was like literally not like a year after I had met you, Shorty. Like literally like a year after. I was 19, turning 20, and I was still in college, and yeah, I don't know, it just a lot went down.
How did you meet him?
I met him like in the neighborhood in Brooklyn, cause you know, off the street, and I don't know, like, I guess they were all like trying to like find like some weed or whatever, and they came to me. I don't know, and he was like, "Hey, you know anybody that you know that sells around here?" And I was like, "No, I don't." So, and I guess they just started talking, because I guess that was like their pickup line. But it was his friend that had stopped me first, and then his friend got like super, super nervous, and then that's when my ex started talking to me, and I kind of liked him, and I didn't see nothing wrong with him. I mean, I just couple, you know, stoners looking for weed.
When was the first time that you realized it went bad? Like if you, in perspective, when was that first time that you knew, like, okay, this should not be happening?
I would definitely say I had this book. It was called Woman Has All the Power.
Okay.
Because I was reading a lot of like woman empowerment books. And the first thing he had said to me is that you shouldn't be reading that. Or like he said, women is not supposed to know that. And I was like looking at him like with like a look like, what you mean? Like, what are you talking about? We're not supposed to know. I'm not supposed to know that. And I felt like I knew it was a red flag, but then I didn't think that it was gonna get anywhere with him. So I just was like, kind of like brush it off, like kind of thing. But I mean, I guess, I don't know. I think that was the first red flag. Then I was like, oh.
And then when did you realize you have to leave?
I left like when I finally realized, like, when you get so like emotionally drained, like when you just like physically like cannot take it anymore, like, and then I really started fearing for my life, like that moment, because he had actually there was an incident where we got into an argument and he broke my phone. Like, he demolished my phone. Like, my phone looked like it got ran over by a car. Like, legit. And I was scared for my life, because I'm like, if he could do that to the phone, what can he do to me? You know, and he already hit me. So that's when I literally like ran to the cops like right afterwards. And I was like really trying to be strong. Like, I was fighting and like trying to defend for myself. Like, but after a while I was like, I'm just like this little scrawny girl and he's like this big guy. So like, you know, I look stupid, but he knew I was going to go to the cops. So he was just definitely trying to stop me from going to the cops and stuff like that. He was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm still going to the cops. Either way, you're going to get arrested. And he did get arrested for that.
And at some point you took him back?
I did take him back after all of that. There was like a process, like, we didn't see each other for like 3 months. And then I took him back because I felt bad. Like, there was a thing in the end of my mind, like, you know, he doesn't know any better. It's a mental thing, this, that, and the third. And I did. And I was lonely too. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I don't have anybody to speak to. And I really don't like have any like friends, sort of say, like people that I hang out with outside. So it's definitely hard. So yeah, I definitely did take him back. And the same thing was just happening, but then he knew not to like put his hands on me after that. But it was like verbal, like abuse, like, and the verbal turned into mentally abuse. Like, he was trying to manipulate everything. Like
how so?
Like, he was trying to put the blame on me. Like, in certain situations, he was like, oh, well, it's you, that's messed up. It's you that got the mental disabilities. Oh, you're bipolar. 1 minute that you want to be with me, the next minute you don't want to be with me. And like, and then it would be him. It was just like some little stuff that he would say, like, and like, he would call me out of my name right after I just told him not to call me out of my name. Like, he would either, you're a bitch, cunt, all that stuff. And I just like, oh, really, really, really? I don't know. That's when it really got tough. I was like, because I had to be tough because, like, no, you're not going to sit there. You're not going to talk to me that way. And I bullied him around too. Like, if you're going to bully me, I bullied him back. And I'm like, you're not going to disrespect me. And I told him that you're not going to disrespect me. You know?
I want to know. Yes. So, do you think that taking somebody back is about with our own self-esteem?
I really think so. I think so. Because I really think so. Because it's like, I was like, dang, I'm lonely. He's the only person that I know. He's the only person that I talk to. Like, and then you start to feel like maybe you're not worthy enough for other guys or worthy enough for something that's better for you.
Yeah.
And he said that too. He said that to me, like, oh yeah, who's gonna like you? Like, you're like, you have mental disorder just like me. You have mental disorder just like me. You're bipolar. Who's gonna want you? Who's gonna want you?
Yes.
You know.
I literally had to sit in my mirror and tell myself, I'm better than that. I'm better than this. I'm better than her. I hate to say I'm better than somebody,
But sometimes you gotta take yourself there.
When that person's trying to break you, to deal with
you have to pick and choose that battle, bro. You really do. And that's one thing I had to learn about myself, because being a coach, being a model, being a counselor, and all of this
Right.
stuff I was doing, people look up to me. And when I'm doing stuff like that, I'm looking back at myself like, bro, like, people are looking at you like you are the model of my life. Do I want all those people to turn around? Stuff? No, I don't. So I literally had to look myself in the face and say, this is not just for them, this is for you.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm right. I mean, I'm all right. I'm not talking to him anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely had to say, like, listen, I cannot talk to you. He harassed me. And I said, I'm done. I'm done.
Yes.
And I literally acted like he did not exist. I know that sounds really harsh, but like, he is a ghost to me. A ghost.
And sometimes it has to be that way.
Yeah. He had called me from all the different cell phone numbers. I blocked each one, which I feel is stupid, because I'm going to block you. I'm going to block the numbers that you've been calling me from. Blocked him off of Instagram, all social media, everything. Yes. I just couldn't anymore. I could not. And I said, if you step foot in my house, if you come over here, it's over. Yes. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't come over here.
Who's next?
To my house. And that's why I wrote the song Ask For Me, y'all. That's where my single comes from. Yeah.
Hey,
it's definitely about my toxic relationship. Do not ask for me, because I will not come to. I will not. Yes, you will be shown the door.
Yes. Queen of the Night?
No, not Queen of the Night. It's a new single I had released. It's called Ask For Me. It's on all platforms, and I wrote that specifically for him. It's about him. And I think I was still with him when I wrote it. And when I was in the studio, he was with me. So I was looking dead at him, singing all those lyrics. And I was like, this is about you. This is about you. He shouldn't even have that luxury, though. But I'm grateful, because that pulled inspiration from me. So, yeah. I mean.
All right, who's next?
Where's the classic woman at?
Perfect. Sorry. Because I took out my headphone. For me, I mean, compared to you guys' story, I'm like, is it really toxic? But to me, it was toxic because he was cheating. That was the only issue.
Toxic?
Yeah. It wasn't like no physical abuse or anything like that, but he was just constantly cheating on me. The cheating it was just a big thing, and the lying as well on top of the cheating. And it was off and on. I kept going back because it was my first relationship, you know? So I kept going back, and what made me stop completely is because when I got pregnant, I heard he got someone else pregnant as well. So that was the, breaking point from that. And
how many times did he cheat?
I can't even count. That's how, I can't even count. And the fact that, like, I had, these women would come to me and tell me, and they knew about me too. They came to me, and it was so many, because we were young. I was in my 20s. We were in college. He's in a fraternity. So he's a musician. So, he was a ladies' man. He was definitely a ladies' man. And it was bad.
Hold on. So he cheated multiple times. And you found out each time, or was it like I found out at the end that he was cheating multiple
times? No, I found out each time.
So this is more than 3 times?
I kept coming back because he would beg to come back, one, and I really felt like maybe he could change. Even my, I'm Caribbean. My mom is from Haiti. So she felt like, okay, all men cheat, but eventually they'll get tired and, settle down with one woman. So, that's how it is, at least for like the Haitian women. They like, okay, don't worry, you're the main. We know about you. We don't know about these side chicks. So that's what made me also stay as well, because I guess, you know, the older women, they're used to it, you know, like your daddy cheated, so, and
That's
you're
not
still here.
Let me ask you this.
That's not just Haitian people, though, to be honest
It's
with
a
you.
Caribbean thing.
It's not just a Caribbean thing, to be honest with you. It's a woman thing. At the end of the day, we've been placed in a position where we feel inferior, where we feel like men or whoever we're with can do things to us. It's not just y'all's the Caribbean descent. It's not, I promise you. My grandmother even went through stuff, and she's not Caribbean. She's from here, you know what I'm saying? But it's the mentality. It's just that mentality. But go ahead, baby.
Yeah, well, so that was one of the reasons why I kept coming back, because it's like, okay, he will change. Eventually he will change. But once I found out that this other person is pregnant as well, and literally we're pregnant at the same time, like they're 12 days apart, pregnant. Like, yeah, that's how bad it was. So once, you know, that was just the breaking point, because I'm like, okay, you're really never going to change. Like, it's just, it's in you. And I do feel like, you know, some guys that, you know, either cheat, lie, abusive, it's in them. It's just really in them. And it's going to be hard for them to actually change because they're so used to it. And not only that, but us women, we allow that to happen because we keep coming back, because they're like, oh, I can cheat on her again because I know she's going to come back. You get what I'm saying? So,
Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, how has that relationship affected where you are now?
Oh, I can't. It's hard for me to trust guys, honestly.
Okay. It's
really hard. Like, I do have a wall, so it's hard for you to break down that wall for me to be open to you. In my mind, I feel like all men cheat. I'm sorry. It's just, I just feel like all men cheat because I don't know anyone who's faithful. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but I'm not that I'm saying I'm going to be single forever, but it's going to take a lot of time for me to trust a guy. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like if you are going to cheat, like, I don't know, control your hoes. Like, just control them. Because that's how I end up finding out that he was cheating, because the females will come and tell me. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're going to be doing whatever you do, like, let me not find out. Because there's some people who be going through that where their mate is cheating, but they're still, you know, happy because they don't know what's going on. You get what I'm saying? What you don't know won't hurt. So
let me ask you this though. Would you actually be okay with him cheating as long as you just don't find out?
Correct, yeah. Okay. Because he's gonna, I mean, no, because he's gonna do it anyways, regardless. I feel like all men cheat.
I'm with
all
you.
Men cheat. So if you're gonna do it, don't let me find out.
I'm with you.
Who else feels like that? Yeah. Okay. So
I mean, don't get mad when they get done bad.
You said what?
Because that was my point. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna be naive about it. I was naive in my 20s, and now I know, like, I'm older. I'm in my 30s. I'm not gonna be naive anymore. I know that, you know, a possibility that a guy that I'm with is probably gonna cheat. You get what I'm saying? So I just don't want to know about it.
Well,
don't let me find out.
Okay, go ahead, Tina Shay. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just feel like, well, if you feel that way, like all men is gonna cheat, then you're putting that into the universe, and you're gonna actually bring in men who is going to cheat, most likely.
I mean, I haven't met someone like faithful. I haven't, like.
Well,
and
maybe.
Okay, hold on.
I'm from Miami.
Hold on.
Actually moved. Like,
all right.
Sorry.
Okay.
You know, like.
Who just, okay, does everybody know how to use the raise your hand thing?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Who on here knows a man who's in a relationship that does not cheat? Like, he never cheated on his
on any of his joints?
Right. If you just know somebody, like I know he a good guy, he ain't never cheated, they've been in a relationship for over a year.
I would say like my uncle.
No. Use the raise the hand thing. I just want to get like a brief.
Hold on.
So we got 1, 2.
Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah.
It could just be one guy.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. All right. It's only 3 of y'all raising y'all hands. Hey, fellas.
Y'all suck.
I would be down. I was down the list of people that I know, and I was like, oh.
We got to do better. We got to do better. Hold on.
That's real. That's a real thing.
That's real. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How many people are in relationship? Okay. Put your hands down. This is scary. All right, Tina Shay, your hand is still up.
Wait, how?
You gotta hit lower your hand, right where the raise your hand button is.
Okay, so
My bad, sorry.
how many people are in a relationship right now? Raise your hand.
Does marriage count?
People are in a relationship right now.
In a relationship right now. So only 3 people.
Okay, wait, hold on. Wait. That hand went down and then came back up and then went down and came back up. Is this an unsure situation? Does he know you in a relationship there, lady?
Okay. Put your hands down, because what I'm thinking now is that the people who are in a relationship did not raise their hand about the man being faithful, about knowing one man being faithful. So that is scary. No, you dating a woman, that's different.
No, but I still have male friends and I have male cousins.
Okay, so you know a guy.
I got 3 of them that are faithful.
Okay, listen. I know everybody got some type of toxic story. Anybody else want to share? One last story.
Toxicity?
Where is
Oh, who didn't go?
You. One.
Man, we can't even see you, bro.
Well, okay, I'll say this. I've been in toxic relationships before. The one in particular, we both were in the military at the same time. So he was overly jealous for no apparent reason. I mean, I used to have to tell him exactly where I'm going, how long it's going to take me, when I'm going to be back, what route I'm taking. That was just ridiculous. And I was like, that is unheard of. I'm grown. I don't even do this with my mom. So why do I have to do this with you? So it was always clap back for me, because I was like, I'm not with all that. I'm not going to do all that. I said, you just going to have to figure out a way to get over that. I'm not doing it. So it got to the point that it got physical. When he had a roommate, and his roommate actually he didn't accuse me. He just said I did. He said I slept with him, which I did not. So of course, because he was already a jealous person, that's what he said on me. So, because when we first got together, we really wasn't together like that. It was more like, how can I say? We were just friends, just messing around. So I was seeing whoever I wanted to see besides him, and he felt like I should not be doing that. So with that being said, one day I remember he came to my apartment, and that was a warning sign for me, and I don't know why I didn't turn back then. He was like, I heard that you had such and such and them over here, and I was like, so your point would be what? So he tried to put his hands on me, and I ain't the one. I'm not that chick, not at all. So, I mean, I laugh and I giggle when I play, but when it comes to certain things, because as a child, I was raped. So a man that put his hands on me is going to send me into another state of mind that I don't need to be in, because at that point, I feel like my life is in jeopardy. And if it is, it's going to be you before it be me. So he put his hands on me. He choked me out or whatever stuff. So I had like a keychain that had like one of those John Wayne can openers. Did anybody know what a John Wayne can opener is? Yeah.
That's some country.
So
right
I
there.
went on. What was that?
I said that's some country. That's some Ruskin stuff right there.
You know what? Shut up. So I cut him. I cut it, and I was because I was in the military. I still, we had steel toe boots. So once he fell for me cutting him in the face, I just went to kicking him to sleep. And I was like, but I stayed. Why did I stay? That's what I'm saying. So
you cut the man and started kicking him to sleep, and you still stayed. Why?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Young and stupid. So when his friend actually accused me of doing that, and this is when me and him actually had moved together because I was getting ready to transfer. So I was only staying with him for a short time for me to transfer because my lease was up. So we just decided, okay, this will work best, pay all the bills together, yada, yada, yada. Okay, fine. So this is when he started all that, okay, you got to tell me where you're going and all this other stuff. So if I go to the club, I'm like, hey, let's go to the club, let's go out. I'm 20. So I'm like, okay, let's go out. Let's go do something. I don't want to be in the house all day. He likes to stay at home. I'm not a homebody. So he wouldn't go. I said, okay, well, if you don't go, I'm still going. And he was like, well, you're not going because I'm not going to let you go. And I said, bro, you don't want to do that again, do you? It just got to the point where I had to physically start putting my hands on him because you're trying to stop me from leaving when I was going to leave either way. So the last straw was I found out I was pregnant. And 2 days before that, I had packed up all my stuff in the truck, and I told myself, okay, well, I'm leaving tomorrow. He's like, well, I'm gonna drive with you. And I was like, that's fine. You can drive the car and I'll drive the truck. So we got ready to leave, and his best friend came out with some more stuff, talking crazy and all that stuff. And I said, I don't know what you got against me, but this ain't gonna keep happening. I said, because you're gonna get somebody hurt. So that day when I was packing up the last little bit of my stuff, he came in the house ranting and raving, and I'm looking like, what are you talking about? So I had no clue what he was talking about. He slapped me so hard, I heard bells. That ringing, I said, I lost my natural mind. I threw him off the balcony. I hit him like a football player and threw him off the balcony. Now he's 6'2", so I had to put all my weight on him just to do that. And I said, okay. So to this day, he still got back problems. Now, guess how old my son is? 21. I don't mess with his dad like that. He don't mess with me like that. We have a good relationship now, but back then, so forever in my life because of my son, but at the same time, we don't go there no more.
How far up was the balcony?
Okay.
On the 3rd floor.
You threw that nigga off the...
I hit him like I was a linebacker because he was standing by there talking all that smack after he had smacked me. And when I got off from that floor, I went running. And I ran track. So when you come out them spokes, trust me, if I hit you, you can help.
And you in a relationship right now?
Not with him.
No, but I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm in one right now.
And does he know this story?
Oh,
Does he know you throw people off balcony?
Oh, he knows. He knows.
He know now.
No,
okay.
He knows. Trust me, we've been together for a long time, so we've had our ups and our downs in our relationship as well. So that's
Did
when
he ever get thrown off a balcony?
No. Why do I need to do that? I throw knives too. Pick your battle. Not with me.
True that. True. Okay. Well, you had a question, Tina Shay?
I know. I was trying to apologize because I know it was a serious matter, like, but that's bold. I just had to clap because that's bold, and I knew
that's what that was.
I knew that the balcony wasn't that high because
3 floors is high.
Somebody he fell on the top of somebody's car. So when I left though, and made it to my next duty station, being that he knew that I was carrying, every day the physical abuse, it went from physical abuse based over to mental, because then he started calling the command and acting crazy on the phone. That's not my child. You're a whore, this and all this other stuff. So I just threw it. And I was like, what's enough is enough. So it got to the point where our commands had to get involved because we're both military.
Is that picture behind you the balcony?
No, see, that's when I was on a cruise.
Oh.
You gonna hold that over your head.
I ain't messing with Shorty.
I ain't messing with you.
So his folks stay out here. So I'm like,
oh, that nigga dead.
Well,
hey.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I apologize for everything.
I know.
I'm messing with you in balconies. Heck nah.
Okay.
Heck nah.
No third floor activity for you anytime.
You was defending yourself. That's why I give you props.
You definitely defended yourself.
I give you props.
You win. You won that one.
Yeah, my girl a long time ago, she's like, you know, I don't care if it's a dog, male, female, you better not come home with no whooping.
Hey, that's what my grandma and my daddy taught me. I ain't never got no whooping before, boys or girls. It didn't matter, men or women. I don't take no L's. I'm not about to. We finna pick up something.
And I used to love fighting boys, so it was nothing for me.
Workout.
Early.
It's a workout.
Jeez. Okay, that was a scary note to end on, but the one thing I want to say before we close this, you know what I'm saying, is I just want to say that, you know, if you listen to everybody's stories, the one thing that you hear is that it happened more than just one time. And I think that now in hindsight, as everybody is older, wiser, more mature, we need to start understanding that it's never good to happen anytime. So the very first time that it happens, that is your opportunity to leave. And anytime after that, you put yourself in a more dangerous, toxic situation. So for people who are watching, don't wait to the second time. Don't wait to the third time. Don't wait to the fourth time.
Don't even go back.
Yeah.
Don't even go back.
And don't go back. You know what I'm saying? And it's important to have people around you that will actually be there for you when it's time for you to leave. Because sometimes you do get isolated. Sometimes these men or these toxic women try to isolate you from other people. And it makes it harder for you to leave. So maintain your friendships and your relationships. And it is a major red flag if he's trying to isolate you away from other people. All right. But this is the Shorty Rock NYC show. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm going to let my co-hosts reintroduce themselves. So ladies, I want you to say your name and your Instagram or Facebook, and or if you have a website too, you can definitely promote it. But if you who are watching have a story similar to these ladies, let us know. Put it in the comments, inbox us, contact us directly through our social media. But we want to make sure that this is not just us telling stories, but this is actually helping somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to start off with Keish. Go ahead and give your name and your Instagram and all that.
Yo, it's your girl, Queen Keish. My Instagram is queen.keish, and the number 3, Keish is spelled Keysh. Don't forget the number 3. I just wanted to say this real quick. If you are going through this situation, please, by all means, do not believe what your significant other is saying. Do not believe them. You are better than that. You are stronger than that. Get out of there. Whatever outlet that you have that is willing to help you, call them right now. That's all I wanted to say.
All right, and Tina Shay.
Hi guys. It's Tina Shay. You can follow me on Instagram at Tina_Shay. I also have a merch that I just launched. So you can follow that on Instagram at Tina_Shay collection. And just a message, just don't go back. Anybody who watched the Madam CJ Walker on Netflix, she has said something about don't go back to what broke you. So I just wanted to throw that out there, that quote out there. And yeah, I agree 100%. Don't go back. Don't go back. Yeah, stay safe.
Right. Sandra, go ahead.
I am Sandra. You can find me on IG at Classic Woman and Facebook, Twitter, but I usually use IG. And yeah, don't go back. Be safe. I know right now, as we're quarantined, it's the most like abusive time for couples right now who's going to like going through domestic violence right now. So it's probably hard for them to, to leave. Just stay prayed up, call a friend, whatever. If you need help, just try as much as you can to try to leave, because I know it's hard while we're quarantining right now, but just stay safe. That's all I could say right now.
All right. And then Vaughn, Shanita.
All right, yes, I'm Vaughn Shanita. You can find me on Instagram as sophisticated_V76. The message I want to say is that, you know what, if you choose to deal with somebody of that sort, just be smart about it. If you have to, take your self-defense course. If you have to learn how to defend yourself, because you know what, men don't always expect you to fight back. So, hey, they gonna throw hands, you throw hands too.
Yep.
I agree. All right, and Ashanti.
Hey, I'm Ashanti. You can find me on Facebook at Ashanti Johnson. You can also find me on IG at _lady_Shanti. The message that I want to send out, it only just take one time. After that one time, you need to get out, because you can sit here and you can be in more situations than what you need.
I know that's right. All right, ShortyRocNYC show, and we out.